allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Mr. DeCarlo?
Here.
Mr. Hoffman?
Here.
Mr. Condit?
Here.
Mr. Molina,
Here.
Mr. Silverston?
Here.
Mr. Walter?
Here. Approval of meeting minutes for November 25th, 2014.
Move to approve. Second.
Roll call on approval of minutes.
Mr. Hoffman?
Yes.
Mr. Condit?
Yes.
Mr. Molina,
Yes.
Mr. Silverston?
Yes.
Mr. Walter?
Yes.
Mr. DeCarlo?
Yes.
Amendments to the agenda.
Yes, sir, I have one. Resolution 93, 2014. A resolution authorizing and directing the mayor to enter into and execute an agreement for the purchase of real property located at 3665 Nautilus Trail, Reminderville, Ohio, for a sum not to exceed $19,000.
Second.
Roll call on the amendment to the agenda.
Mr. Condit?
Yes.
Mr. Molina,
Yes.
Mr. Silverston?
Yes.
Mr. Walter?
Yes.
Mr. DeCarlo?
Yes.
Mr. Hoffman?
Yes.
Approve the committee reports. Mayor?
Just to touch base with you on that, that's it used to be, Mickey Rather's piece, and before that, I forget who it was, had the boat around it. So we've come to agreement to purchase that land.
Peterson.
Pedersen, yeah, and then hopefully, we're gonna use that for, flood control. Gene is working on some issues, some ideas that will help do that.
You gotta remind Jim it didn't work with Peterson.
No. That moat thing just doesn't cut it. That's it.
Thanks, Mayor. Mr. Carpenter?
In that same regard, with regard to 93, 2014, I have prepared a purchase agreement and already forwarded it to the record owner of that property, so that went out today. No obligation, if this doesn't pass, there's no obligation, we just send it out. That's it.
Thank you, Mr. Carpenter. I'll skip by engineering right now. Rec Center?
No report.
Deborah?
The one item that I have is just to make council aware of two changes on ordinance 33 from what was originally on box. From the general fund, we added $16,000 for personal services for the police department, and that was due to the overlapping dates, probably from the beginning of 14, that she thought was in 13. And so there wasn't enough money for 15 to finish payroll.
What ordinance was that again?
33.
And then also, if council decides to move forward with the real estate on Nautilus Trail, there's additional appropriations for that, $19,000. That's all I have.
Thank you, Deborah.
Welcome.
Police chief, no report. Fire chief?
The monthly reports are given to you guys in advance, you have that. The two new hires, they've been given the orientation and put on shift already. And Saturday, whatever this coming Saturday is, the mandatory delivery, so have about 180 stops so far.
He's still coming in.
A few here and there, but
Does anybody know what we had last year?
it was probably around there. They're usually
Yeah,
between 70 and 90 per route, so.
okay.
Are you doing Santa this year?
Pardon me?
Are you gonna be a Santa this year?
I'm sorry,
Are you gonna be one of the Santas?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Those two.
There's a cat's out of the bag.
Hope kids aren't watching.
Well, you know they put Elf on the Shelf on TV too, and my kid figured that one out real quick.
I
So.
was watching golf, and he says that I sit on a throne of lies.
So that's it. Though.
Thank you. Architectural Board of Review.
Can we meet at Conrad's? Architectural Board of Review?
No, not at this time.
Huh?
Was that the
They-
zoning board of
They
appeals?
did zoning.
Oh,
I
it's
did
zoning
comment.
board of appeals.
Well, it came before the Board of Appeals last night, we approved their 4-foot variance for the car wash.
Okay.
There's your Board of Zoning Appeals report.
There you go.
Keep planning and
You're just
zoning.
flying right through this,
I
buddy.
know, I don't even know I'm doing it.
Nothing on planning.
It's falling into place.
No report on planning and zoning, Board of Zoning Appeals, we already heard that report. Finance.
Finance met today at 6:30. We recommended payments in the amount of $55,060.29. And that was the final meeting of the year.
Thanks, Tom. Cable?
We've had no meeting since last we put it on the table. However, our Christmas party is this Thursday, and Ed Walter has a date.
Get out.
This is a play date.
Communications.
Well, while I get this situated, but I want to review the makings of the new website with all of you, and, but maybe we can skip it.
Okay. Long-term community development, no report, Parks and Rec.
We'd like to thank the fire department and the police department for all their help on the tree lighting night. Thanks for the ride. There's no meeting this month, and the Santa delivery will be this Saturday at 1:30 till whenever.
Do you have all the cars lined up?
I was just informed that we are a driver short. We'll check in with your wife and Mark's wife and see if they have anything for backup.
Al Williams is not here. I talked to him, and he was trying to rearrange his schedule, because I told him I thought we were really in trouble with that. He was going to talk to Mary and see if they could rearrange the schedule. So there's a chance Al will do it for us again, so you may want to give him a call.
I'll do that. I thought I was gonna be out of town for his son's wedding.
Yeah, not for his
No,
son's
he's
wedding.
back again, his son got married
Yeah,
already.
but 1:30 is the problem. He thinks he can get his schedule rearranged so he can be here at 1:30.
Okay, I'll call
But
him.
it's gonna be close for him. He said if it's really an emergency, he'll try his best.
Anybody with a minivan that's got nothing to do Saturday?
I have a little escape, my daughter's a little SUV, maybe we can.
If we need it, I'll let you know.
Thanks, Mark. Records,
No report.
seniors,
Seniors had their Christmas luncheon today at Paws at the Bertram. They had 26 people, and I was told it was a very nice affair. There's no meeting in December, and the next lunch will be Tuesday, January 13 at Station 43 on Route 43, or on Aurora Road.
thank you. And Jed?
JED met last Tuesday at Twinsburg Township Hall. We discussed the 2015 projects budget, which is on the docket for tonight. It's Resolution 91, 2014. Our next meeting will be in March. That's it.
Thank you. You ready, Mark?
No.
Huh? All right, we're waiting on Jean also.
Terry,
You can go right into the legislature.
I'll go right into it.
I think Terry can give Gene's report. Is he running out the door?
Yeah.
There he goes.
Gee, you've had some surgery.
Okay, there hasn't been a whole lot of change since the last couple meetings. Some of the things that have gone on, I heard you mentioned the Nautilus Trail property. Gene's gonna talk probably at the next meeting about some plans for that property. The crossing street dedication, the engineering study is complete. Gene is gonna review it and give you some details at the next meeting. the one thing that I see is that they're estimating about $45,000 worth of improvements prior to the dedication. Aurora Lake Road survey, that's been ordered. They did not give us a timeline on when that was going to be completed. The Nautilus Trail West project, Gene's estimating that they're going to start seeking funding for that in January or February. Regatta Trail and Windjammer, we have received some feedback from Cleveland Water. We had requested additional funding, and they requested additional information. I provided that to them the day that they requested it. We should hear back from them in the next couple weeks.
When is the earliest that project will actually start?
There's
We
no,
can't move forward until Cleveland Water.
Cleveland Water's got had a shakeup. There are a few people left, and they have moving people around right now, so the people that we need to have in place aren't in place yet, so.
So nothing's gonna happen much before spring?
Oh, it could happen by spring, yeah. I mean, we've got a contract with us, we're telling them, hey, we need to go, we've got bids.
The only reason I'm asking is the schools are concerned about it. And as far as getting the buses through, so we give them enough warning.
But just like we told them before, we're not redoing the road. So most of the road's gonna be open all the time. You know, it's not gonna be like Nautilus was.
The variance for the Conrads project was approved, so they will be able to submit their construction drawings to the ARB, and I will notify them of that this week. And moving on to building and zoning, ARB, we only have one application submitted, and the applicant said that they are not planning on building until spring. So unless we get something that's very pressing, we're going to cancel the December meeting. So that one applicant will be moved to the January meeting. Planning Commission, we have nothing new, and zoning board, we have nothing new at this time.
Conrad's, water, that Conrad's car wash is gonna be pretty neat.
The label, yeah.
I don't know if you know the answer to this, Terry or Sam. The bike trail that was supposed to go from Liberty Ledges over to Solon, whatever happened with that?
That's still in progress, and that's one thing that I do need to talk to the mayor. We're gonna need to move the Village of Reminderville entrance sign that's on Liberty Road. Gene's gonna talk to, is it Mike or Mark Johnson?
Mike.
Mike Johnson from Liberty Park, and see if we can use that area that's cleared out right there at the entrance where the new access road is, to move the sign there so it will be out of the way for the sidewalk to go there. There's one property owner that we're waiting on for to sign off on the easement. He said that he's in negotiations with Ryan Holmes right now
To sell his property.
to sell his property.
The guy that always would complain about the mounds of dirt.
No, this is developer.
There's Terry.
I saw you looking in the window waiting for it to finish.
Yeah. It's not like this time. I turn it over to Gene if anybody has some more technical questions that they'd like to ask.
What did I say?
Hey, good to go.
We hit most of the points on that.
Any questions?
No, they were just talking about the trail, the bike trail. That's supposed to be complete from Solon all the way down.
Right.
We gotta move the sign and
Right, the one issue on the sign is, I'll probably gonna keep shy and see if we can put it back on their property, not where they'll steam and put it behind the wall. that's the, I don't think either will have a problem, but easiest one is, the park district right off the bat. I already talked to, Mr. Skippy about relocating it. He feels it wouldn't be much of an issue, so.
We put a big sign over the road, maybe with a chandelier, kind of like that.
Like, welcome to Las Vegas.
Yeah.
And we're ready to go ahead with 7A, because the tie-ins except for the 1 and 4 are complete.
Right, and we still have the bonds in place that, so we still have money. And it'll be a difficult time of year to get that one complete. We did meet with the property owner, he has given us permission to go ahead and tie it in. But then to go out there and tear all up now would be unrealistic, so we would, we're going to authorize them to start the sanitary tomorrow.
Okay,
If
provided
your
it's
approval.
approved tonight.
Right.
Okay.
With your permission.
Any other questions for Gene?
Then we bought the land on Nautilus.
Okay, perfect. I will, we'll start analyzing that. But we had the original plan, we pulled it out and started reviewing that.
Anything else, Gene? Thank you. And Mark?
Alright. Stacy, you want to just speak
Hit the
What's
lights.
wrong? Here.
Good. I love fruit bar. I apologize for the,
Terry, dim those lights a little bit.
when I go to the other one, but, yeah, apologize since it's on a chair that's curved, so, but I just wanted to obviously first start off by, if you haven't seen, obviously, our old site, this is the old site. You know, I kinda came in at the tail end when this was getting set up, but I think the goal of this one was to, especially with the pictures, show off a lot of the beautiful, things that are happening around Reminderville, but, you know, a lot of the feedback we got was it's not that intuitive, it's not real easy to find exactly what you're looking for. So really that was the reasoning behind trying to make a change to another site, because not only is this the face of the community, but it's where potential new residents come to look, to learn about our community. It's where current residents go to find out about what, you know, events are coming up, when meetings are coming, you know, all sorts of things. So just wanted to kind of point that out so you have a point of reference when we're looking at the new one. And I guess I'll start off by saying this is obviously still work in progress. We want to run you through it. I'll give you, or if you want, you can maybe write down that website. It's REM.Kevin, KEVIN, HEJDUK.com. And Kevin Hayduk is the developer. He's a Twinsburg resident who's been helping the communications committee in developing the site. But why I'm giving that to you is this is not live unless you have this link, so people can't get to this. But I am a visual learner, so it might behoove you to kind of take a look at it and give us any feedback after the fact. You know, I just wanted to quickly run through a few things with all of you. But again, it's obviously quite a bit more bright. We didn't have so much of a want to focus on pictures per se, but more information. So
Can I stop you 1 second?
sure, I didn't get very far this thing.
I just was wondering if you think we should not put like council members on the one side of it or something.
What do you mean, like over here somewhere?
Well,
Like list them out, like that
Yeah.
letterhead?
yeah,
Do that, or we could have none of them. So,
just, I don't know what the most of them do around.
I don't know.
Stacy will look it up.
I already did, a lot of them just have them under the council department, but we got to
Alright,
have a
got
board
it,
on there
right.
so we can look at it.
Okay, all right, go ahead.
So, across the top, we changed some of the different tab names. And I guess I'll point out, obviously Stacy's been Lee's been a huge proponent or, helping this, and Stacy as well, and Stacy will be, a big piece of managing the content on the site, keeping it up to date. That was kind of the other issue with the old site is it kind of got some of the information got outdated, pictures, things like that, so hopefully, because the back end's been a lot easier, it'll be easy to maintain. So again, along the top, a lot of this stuff is very similar. History, village facts, map if people come in and look. We have different kinds of maps now, which are a little bit different than what we had previously. Notice up top here, obviously the current time, weather, which is something I don't think we had previously. Some of the main things I want to point out on the front page, news and events. So this is going to keep the most current events that are coming up. So again, if this were live, it would probably have like the sand delivery. Obviously, it just says the new site's been launched. But we want to try to keep the newest events up there, along with kind of the village hall calendar over here, which gives you a little more description on what's coming up. We have a calendar down here, and you can see certain dates have bold. You can just hover over them, and it'll tell you what is going on throughout the month. And if you want, you can go ahead and click on view the full calendar. You can actually see everything that would be coming up in the month. You can skip ahead. And again, this is something that Stacy and the rest of the team can kind of keep up to date with things that are going on. You're able to subscribe to the e-news flash from here. We talked about community involvement and getting a hold of Stacy, so we have all that information down here in case you want to. We're always looking for volunteers, always looking for people to help on a committee or a board, so they can contact her. We just kind of put a fun did you know fact that will periodically change when you visit the site, but just various facts about Reminderville.
Did he put, I know we talked about under the community involvement where there's a form that you could click on and it would go to Stacy, they'd fill it out?
Actually, Stacy and I were talking about that. Stacy, since she's going to be the curator of that stuff coming in, would prefer just to have a call her email. Is that
good?
Accurate, Stacy?
Okay.
On the did you know that's not correct.
Okay.
The school, Aurora Schools is actually 2 houses west of Illinois Street. From there east is Aurora Schools.
Okay. We will get that, Jack. I forget where it's pulling that from, but
I can't even follow what you said, but we'll just write it down later. I'll write it down, I'll get it.
yeah. Well, you're right. We don't want
Like Mr. Condit lives west of Illinois Street,
Right, 'cause the
One
west side
house.
is that way.
that is Aurora Schools. The next house beside him is the last house that goes to Aurora Schools.
Okay.
By that, everybody in the Kaolini group would not go to Aurora Schools.
There you go. We'll get that fixed. So down here, these are quick links over here. So these are what we would perceive, and we don't have anything to really base it off of just yet, but this is what we would perceive to be the most popular of anything that you're trying to find. So anything about the mayor, village calendar, your information about the police and fire, village directory, heritage hall, and then contact us. If you do want to sign up for an e-news flash, someone who comes to the site can just go ahead and put in their email address and hit subscribe, and Lee would get some sort of notification, or Stacy would, and we'd get them signed up for the e-news flash. We have a little blurb about the smartphone app, and obviously you can, someone who is new to the community can come to the site and download from here, or we'll take them to the iTunes store and take them to the Reminderville app, so they can pretty quickly and easily get that downloaded onto a smartphone. So, let's see. And then one thing Stacy likes is the contact section, so this has all of our contact information, phone numbers and email addresses in case anyone needs to get a hold of anyone within the village. Under recreation, we got stuff about Parks and Rec. We do have a tab. Obviously, there's not a lot of content for the rec center yet. We do have links to the Twinsburg Parks and Rec as well as Aurora Parks and Rec. Under schools, kinda just talks about the two. Hopefully this map is correct as well. Probably not. Is that about right?
Looks pretty right, yeah.
Good. And then with links to obviously the two district sites, in case people are on, prospective residents are on, wanted to take a look. So everything for the residents, whether it's community gardens, whether it's Heritage Hall, leaf collection, you name it, we wanted to put a lot of the services and things that residents tend to ask Village Hall quickly. And hopefully Stacy can get them to this part of the site pretty quickly. Departments, same thing, wanted to try to put as much of the departmental information on this one tab. And then under government, again, mayor's office, have your council information, committees, all the various committees. And again, a big thing that we also were trying to focus on is revising the content, right? So if someone may be interested in being on the Civil Service Commission, they could actually go to the site and learn what its duties are, what it composes of, or the composition of interns and things like that. So we want this to be a place for people to get as much information as they possibly can. So, obviously you can get to the council's videos from here by clicking on the YouTube channel, so we have that and all the information about council. Hopefully we can get some updated pictures for it.
Scroll through them, we all need to laugh.
I think you're on there twice, Ed. There's Ed and, just.
Oh, no, I took it off.
Ed was
Ed was
Ed was
Walt,
Walt also.
I think,
a
yeah.
little bit. So,
That was my fat picture.
again, I would highly recommend, jotting down the website. I don't know if anyone has any feedback, comments, things to change.
What was that temporary website again?
It's REM, it's up there, so REM
Okay.
.Kevin Hayduke, which is HAHEJDUK.com.
Thank you.
Do we have anything on the website about the JED?
Yeah. Don't know where.
The JED, look under departments maybe. Economic development.
Okay, there
Tell you everything you need to know about the JED.
Do we have any, on the for residents, I didn't see anything about chipping.
Branch
We had leaf collection, but we don't have chipping on there.
Branch.
Yeah, branch pickup.
That's good enough.
Looks good, Mark, thanks.
Yeah, that's awesome, thank you.
I like it.
So again, it's not live, so any feedback you wanna give, we hope to go live somewhere in the neighborhood of, first of the year. But wanted to show it to y'all first.
Very nice job.
Wasn't me.
Is this a place where we wanna get, remember the difficulty we had with the emergency health situation with the fire department between Aurora and the confusion that the residents had about who they call? Is this something that can be mentioned in here, or is it just gonna get lost?
No, we definitely can.
Be sure you know the proper emergency numbers or whatever.
Right. I don't know where the best place to put it, but it's definitely another place to put that information.
On the homepage, you have a news sheet. On the homepage, you have a news sheet.
Yeah.
Maybe right there.
Yeah, on the, we could put it here under news and events. That is kinda like the news feed.
What, do we have an emergent, a section for emergency contact? Or would that be?
They got 911.
Or are you saying put that information maybe here?
Contact us. 911 emergency.
And hopefully everyone knows
I
911.
hope they don't go to the website.
Yeah,
Right, to know that they need to call 911.
Hold on a minute, honey.
No, but I'm saying, are you saying to put that information about the 911, the calling,
Right.
on this as well? Is that what you're getting at, or?
Exactly.
Okay, that's it.
Thanks.
I think it looks good.
Thank you. Okay, we're going to legislation. Ordinance 25/2014, an ordinance to increase the annual salary of the village fiscal officer to $47,586 effective January 4th, 2015, second reading. Ordinance 26/2014, an ordinance to increase the annual salary of the village administrative assistant clerk of council to $38,500 effective January 4th, 2015, second reading. Ordinance 27/2014, an ordinance to increase the annual salary of the village supervisor of public service to $26,574 effective January 4th, 2015, second reading. Ordinance 28/2014, an ordinance to increase the hourly rate of service department employees effective January 4th, 2015, and declaring an emergency, second reading. Ordinance 29/2014, an ordinance to amend the salary provisions of the police department personnel effective January 4th, 2015, and declaring an emergency, first reading. Ordinance 30/2014, an ordinance to amend the salary provisions of fire department personnel effective January 4th, 2015, and declaring an emergency, first reading. Ordinance 31/2014, an ordinance approving the editing and inclusion of certain ordinances as parts of the various component codes of the codified ordinances of Reminderville, Ohio, and declaring an emergency, first reading. Ordinance 32/2014, an ordinance to make appropriation adjustments and transfers for the 2014 village budget, first reading. Ordinance 33/2014, an ordinance to adopt the appropriations of the funds for fiscal year ending December 31st, 2015, first reading. Resolution 84/2014, a resolution to accept the recommendation of the Planning and Zoning Commission to approve the consolidation lot split and vacation plat for Harrington Place, third reading. Resolution 85/2014, a resolution to accept the recommendation of the Planning and Zoning Commission to approve the revised preliminary plan for Phase 7 of the Harrington Place subdivision, third reading. Resolution 86/2014, a resolution to accept the recommendation of the Planning and Zoning Commission to approve the final plan and plat for Phase 7A of the Harrington Place subdivision, third reading. Resolution 87/2014, a resolution to accept the recommendation of the Planning and Zoning Commission to approve the preliminary plans submitted on behalf of Conrad's Tire, third reading. Resolution 91/2014, a resolution to support and accept the recommendation of the Twinsburg Township Village of Reminderville JED Board in regard to the 2015 JET area projects, including the proposed division of funding, therefore, first reading. Resolution 92/2014, a resolution to authorize the mayor to enter into an agreement for the purchase of a 2015 Ford F-350 4x4 regular cab pickup truck and equipment for use in the service department from Valley Ford Truck Incorporated for a sum not to exceed $34,264, first reading. Resolution 93/2014, a resolution authorizing and directing the mayor to enter into and execute an agreement for the purchase of real property located at 3665 Nautilus Trail, Reminderville, Ohio, for a sum not to exceed $19,000. Old business.
Can I ask a question in regards to the legislation? First three, it seems like we want to pass those by emergency. You don't have to?
No, we're gonna have to,
Everything.
everything's gonna be.
All of it's going to be emergency.
Unless you wanna have another meeting.
Yeah, that's what I'm
No.
I mean, everything you see, the salary provisions, budget.
Will be emergency. Thank you.
Emergency. And do you need the adjustments and transfers from the village budget?
Yes,
By emergency?
yes.
And the trucks gotta be by emergency,
What about the land?
and the land's gotta be by emergency.
So everything on here is by emergency. Either emergency or we're at third reading,
Yeah.
or we can have that second reading. Old business? New business, anyone?
Move to adjourn?
Second.
Roll call on adjournment.
Mr. Molina,
Yes.
Mr. Silverston, Mr. Walter,
Yes.
Mr. Carlo,
Yes.
Mr. Hoffman,
Yes.
Mr. Condit.
Yes.